Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn, the Leather Bag Lady. Hope you're having an amazing day. It's Wednesday. If you're new to my channel, I'm a hobby reseller, and I call it a hobby reseller because it really is just a hobby that pays for itself. I do have purses for sale. Um, Prices are not really geared to make me a fortune or anything like that. So that's why I just call myself a hobby business owner, and I do the videos to share the vintage stories, call the bags little pieces of fashion history. That's how I see them, and I feel very honored to be able to curate those pieces of history and to be able to share whichever stories I can find out about. There's a lot of purse makers, especially in Canada. Back in the 50s and 60s, a lot of the vintage bags I have were made in Canada. And the bag manufacturers, some I can find information about, some I can't. And it's a shame because Canada obviously was a high producer of leather goods. And it's too bad that we can't shout out a little louder about some of the great work those um, artisans, I guess you would call them, the work that they did. So I'm here to do my little part and just to kind of share my love of purses because I just love bags and leather predominantly. So it's Wednesday today, kind of a crummy day outside. It's another Glasgow Wednesday. By that I mean damp, and I think we were supposed to get some snow, so probably better the damp conditions than the snow conditions that we should be getting any time because it is December, let's face it, and we are in Canada, albeit southern Canada, southern Ontario specifically, but it's Canada after all. Anyway, let's get to the bags. I've got some interesting pieces for you today. First one, maybe not quite so much. If you've been watching my videos, you've heard me talk about this brand a lot. This is Leather by Man, Carnegie Man. They are a Kitchener, Ontario, or they were a Kitchener, Ontario manufacturer. They were around for a long time, 60s, 70s. This is probably an 80s bag. 2017 they went out of business, or retired. I think it was a retirement. It wasn't a loss of business. They decided to retire. And this bag is from that brand. Their bags are very simple, but very well crafted, and the quality of leather is just lovely. Now this one in particular is quite utilitarian. You open it up, you've got a pouch here, you've got a pouch here, a zippered pouch here, and I do believe it feels to me like a leather lining, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I think it's a leather coated lining. I've seen this lining in other bags, and it has not stood up to the test of time so well in some of my other bags, but this is perfect condition. And then you've got one pouch that is not zippered, I don't think, no. And then a main interior pouch that has a zipper, and then your Leather by Man made in Canada label. Anything on the back? Yes, there is a little hang tag here. I'm not sure that that is original to the bag. Well, it might be. Classico it says on it, but it's really cute regardless. I'll leave it on there. And a nice zippered. So this is a great everyday utilitarian bag. This is for probably a real young lady. I find that in my observations from being at festivals and different things, I find that the younger young ladies are really quite happy with the more boxy looking bags, whereas my I'm 52, so my age category, maybe 40 to my age, we want something with a little pizzazz. We want something a little bit more pow, pockets and chains and different types of leather, that kind of thing. Whereas I do find the young people are quite happy with something really simple. And this doesn't get any more simple, but again, has all those great areas for you to put your stuff. So, strap, quite a long strap. There is room definitely for another hole or two even, but definitely, I mean, this sits beautifully on my hip. So it's a really, really good candidate for a side bag, shoulder bag, crossbody bag, that kind of thing. So that's bag number one. Bag number two is one of my favorite designers. Again, if you're following my videos, you will have heard me talk about Etienne Aigner before. Now, this is a story that started probably back in the 40s, 50s, I would say. This, even probably before that, because this gentleman, as a boy, worked with his father in his book press and his bookbinding company. And he started to make bags using the machinery that were in his father's bookbinding company, which made his first bags very boxy. They were very just very, I'm not going to say boring, because I mean, anything made back then, we couldn't possibly say it was boring today, but it didn't give him any room for expression, for his artistic flair. And he then went on to apprentice with Christian Dior. And that is where he became very skilled, obviously. You know, in order to be accepted into that kind of house of fashion, I'm sure your skills and talents have to be superior. And then he went out on his own. So Etienne Aigner still has a fashion house in France, I believe. This kind of terracotta, dark burgundy is his signature color. Back in the day, the dyes for the leather were very, very expensive. And this was the only color he could afford. And I think there was even a cute story of it being like a wrong color mix or something, and he got it just because it was being sold cheap or something. And I think a lot of his bags, I know I have 4 or 5 of his bags in this color. Now, this is a 70s bag, I would suggest. Yeah, I would say it's a 70s bag. It's really kind of cool. It's very thick leather. The strap is great. Nice, different kind of hardware attachment here. It's a smaller bag. It's got a vinyl lining. It has an interior separator in here, if you can just see that. There's no gusset on it, so it is a very slim line bag. Little Etienne Aigner signature piece there. And it may be that if you can get close enough to see the kind of upside down horseshoe that is his emblem, you'll probably start to notice that when you're out and about, because he does still have a house of fashion in operation, and he does shoes and other leather goods. But this is a nice little shoulder bag. Not going to get a whole ton in it, but this is just a real piece of history for me. I just think that story of him working for his father to be a bookbinder, and him saying hell no, and ending up being a fashion apprentice and then a leather maker, just awesome. I love that stuff. Now, bag number 3. Hang on to your hats, girls, because this bag is not going to be for everybody, but wow. It is 1980s personified. This is by Taiwanese company Chenson, and they were established in 1980, and they took their products to the world market, I think it was in 1982. So this is just an 80s bag all day long. It is fantastic. It's got that equestrian Oh, it's not actually equestrian. I'm just thinking of the kind of Hermes scarves with the bits, and it's not. It's actually there's crowns. If you can see it, there's well, maybe the front is different. Yeah, there's pocket watches, there's starbursts, there's just all kinds of stuff. There's a crown down here. It's just amazing. Here's the Chensen emblem. There's a pocket here. It's quite a stiff leather. I'm not sure that this will soften a whole heck of a lot. It does have an expandable side. You can either snap it to keep it tight as it is on this side, or you can unhook it and let it just open right up. So let's open it up so you can see inside it. It's really a big bag. Really big. There is a zipper compartment right here. There's a tag, but it's, yeah, it actually says made in China. Now, I do believe that not the whole bag is leather. I think this part of it is that kind of coated canvas stuff, and then your trim pieces here are all leather, and here is leather, and the part of the straps are leather. Just a really cool bag. So this is leather. These areas here, there is a zipper on the back. How far down does that go? Oh, it goes right down to this seam right here. So it's an excellent pocket for a phone. But isn't this just amazing? It's a shoulder bag for sure. Oh, it's fabulous. You want to make a statement, a vintage statement, then this bag is going to do that for you. I know most of us shouldn't care about making statements and impressing folks and all the rest of it. But let's be real. That's what fashion is all about. That's what hot cars are all about. That's what cool shoes are all about. It's the psychology of retail. It's the psychology of stuff. And we can be politically correct all day long and say it's something other, but it's not. We like stuff. We like stuff to say something about us. And I like stuff to say unique. I can't stand walking around in something that I know 50 million other people have got it because we all went to Costco. I can't stand that. That's just not how I run things. So for me, finding these vintage pieces is just so special. And you don't come across something like this every day. So as always, all my bags are available in my Etsy store. And down below is my new website. Again, haven't done anything extra from yesterday other than list another three bags on my website. None of them were leather, actually. A couple of Kiplings and a Travel-On. But customers are, my customers seem to like those higher end fabric, cloth bags, whatever. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Have a rest of the day that is going to make you smile and maybe do something that is fun as well as something you don't want to do. So as usual, on a Monday and Wednesday, but this week it'll be Wednesday and Friday, I will be saying goodbye. I will be uploading this video and I will be off to do some stair climbing. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.